Okay, welcome to a Monday night movement class. And our theme for November is mortality and learning how to love these mortal bodies really well, knowing how precious it is, knowing our time is limited, knowing that these bodies need upkeep, care, and also through these modalities that we work with and through the beautiful teachings associated with the healing traditions that we tap into, we are also tapping into the part of us that is not limited by space and time, the parts of us that are eternal. And the main way that we tap into that aspect of ourselves is by experiencing our own awareness, which of course you're experiencing right now. It's making everything possible. Another theme that we've been working with is coming back to the center of your own experience. And so I'm going to ask you to keep calling your attention back into this embodied experience here and now throughout. You can start right now by taking some deep breaths and feeling yourself come home to that center. I'm going to read you a short passage from the Tao Te Ching, passage 33. Knowing others is intelligence. Knowing yourself is true wisdom. Mastering others is strength. Mastering yourself is true power. If you realize that you have enough, you are truly rich. If you stay in the center and embrace death with your whole heart, you will endure forever. All right, we're going to begin by loving up the feet. And if you have a massage ball, I'm going to show you how to use the massage ball in just a moment. If you don't, I just want you to massage your feet. Get in there. And those of you that are with me live may have been doing this for a while. Do it a little more. Those of you that have the ball, a really nice, easy way to open up the feet with the ball is to put it on the ground and just step on it, right? And then just roll around. And I'm going to time this out here for about a minute on each side. As you do that, breathe in and out of the feet, right? One of the main techniques that we're going to use for being awareness of a body rather than identifying as the body is to be the breath. So for every pose we do, every exercise, notice where the sensation is strongest. Think of that like your body saying, hey, over here, and send your breath right to the sensation. Okay, just a little bit longer on this side. If you find a really good spot that feels really dense, you just pause there and take some breaths. And anything that I introduced where you're like, oh, I want more of that, do it again tomorrow morning, right? Do it every day for a week and see what happens. That's when we really start to get results, right? You're gonna go ahead and switch. You may want to take a moment just to notice the difference between the two sides. And now it's as if the center of your experience, right, is this foot. This is where you're sending the inhales. This is where you're cleaning out when you exhale. If our feet are tight and stiff, it's very difficult to get energy flowing through any of the lower body at all. And if we don't have energy flow in the lower body, we tend to have more of a sense of groundlessness, of anxiety, of our energy being very difficult to ground. Maybe you found a spot that just really needs a little bit longer and you give it some weight and some time and some breath. Okay. And then go ahead and come to sit if you're not seated already. And I want you to just sit up tall and extend your legs and roll your feet around. Right? Roll your feet, roll your ankles. Yep. Look at the feet, flex and point them. Just gonna make sure I can see everybody here. Okay, cool. Yep, flex and point the feet and just notice how they work. Oh, aren't they great? And then just pick up the right knee. And we're gonna do a simple little twist here. And it can be nice to just have a little blanket under your tush if it might help you feel like tall and clear. Now pull your belly in, right? That's what's gonna help you get the length. Pick up your left arm. And we're just gonna take a little simple twist here. The right hand can be behind you as you twist and look over the right shoulder. Don't strain the neck. Keep the extended leg, that left foot flex, keep the extended leg active. With each inhale, grow a little taller, grow your sits bones down a little deeper. With each exhale, relax your heart and twist deeper. One more. With the exhale, you suck the belly in back toward the spine and you twist a little deeper. And then inhale, come back to center, and you're just gonna simply switch sides. So now the right leg extends, the left leg comes up. Left hand behind, right arm up, inhale. Exhale, twist. Be willing to slow down your movement tonight. Yeah. Oh, and Lee, sorry, yeah, you want to do an open twist. I should have mentioned that. If you're pregnant, open twist. Right, so you never want to, you probably can't at this point anyway. Yeah, but you never want to be constricting that space when you're pregnant. Okay, and then you're going to unwind and take your hands behind you, put the feet right under the knees, and come up into a reverse tabletop. Things are feeling heavy, you might stay kind of on the lower side, but if you can, pull the belly back and lift the chest up and kind of broaden across the chest. Notice where you feel sensation here. Send those places breath. Okay, and then you're going to come and sit back down. You can remove that blanket, and let's actually do a little bit on the back. So you're going to come onto your back, and you have a strap nearby, unless you were able to extend your leg with your hands on your foot. Okay, you're going to take the left foot up to the sky. The right foot could either be on the ground, or that leg could be extended so the foot's kind of facing heel away from you. And then you're going to extend that top leg. And again, so some of you will have that strap. You could also just grab the back of the leg. So now we're getting this nice stretch on this side. I want you to take deep breaths in and out of the stretch. If the foot is still feeling tight, even after all of that rolling out, you can point and flex here and just notice some energy moving. Okay. Two more breaths. Really pull in the whole inhale. Send it all the way to where you feel the sensation and really push out the whole exhale. Okay. And then you'll go ahead and do the other side. So the right leg up, that bottom leg could be extended, or a foot on the ground. Maybe you've got that strap around the foot. This side has its own story, its own stuff going on. Meet it completely. You can point and flex, maybe just out of curiosity, maybe because you're still trying to open up some energy there. Okay, now I would love for you to take both legs into the air and just shake. And just see if you can shake out anything else that's sticky in the lower body. Shake, 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 shake. And then come to stillness and just let the legs stay in the air a few more moments. Feel, right? Send your awareness, this aspect of you that's not bound space and time. Send it to what is bound space and time, this mortal body, and notice what you notice. Okay, we're gonna make our way all the way up onto hands and knees. You can put a blanket under the knees if you'd like, but I want you now to start to do some cats and cows. So now you're lifting the heart, and then you're rounding the spine, and find a little rhythm. Again, find that rhythm for yourself here. Sync it with your breath. And this is an exercise for the spine, but can you actually bring the feet and the legs into it a little bit? Just awareness of them. You could also tuck your toes under as you arch the spine for cow, and then put the tops of the feet on the ground as you go into cat. And then here we are again, flexing and pointing the feet and moving energy there. If you're doing that, see if you can do it in a way that's kind of natural and it becomes sort of automatic, so that you can continue to feel the spine and the upper body as they do what they're doing. Do a few more rounds. That rhythmic breathing puts you into almost a trance, puts you right into that centered place here and now. Then go ahead and come to a neutral spine, then tuck your toes under, lift your hips up, and come into downward dog. And breathe in and out in downward dog. Yeah. Good. We haven't done a lot with the upper body yet. We'll do a little bit more soon. But we've done a little bit with the lower body so far. So I want you to see if you can kind of tie all of that into the downward dog. Pay attention to your feet. Spread out your toes. Maybe lift them up and then place them back down, but keep the space between your toes. Let your heels release to the floor. Don't over straighten the legs, especially if you're very flexible. You actually want to keep some softness there. People who are really tight won't have any problem with that, and it might be hard to unbend the knees, right? But what I want is there to be a sense of flow all the way through the bottoms of your feet, up the backs of your ankles, backs of the knees, backs of the legs, all the way up to the sits bones, to the sacrum. If you don't have flow, or it doesn't feel even, that whole line, just notice for yourself. And you can talk to me later if you want, but if there's kind of a break in that line where you feel like, oh, that area isn't getting stretched, or that area isn't part of this, then that might be an area to focus on later in opening. Okay. Take a big breath in through your nose. And then exhale out of your mouth like you're just kind of pouring it down into the mat. Do that one more time, a big breath in, and then big exhale out of the mouth like you're just pouring any sticky energy into the mat. And then walk your feet forward, nice and slow, until you're in a standing forward fold, hanging over your legs. And again, here you can put a little softness to your knees, and if you got a big belly, if you're pregnant, you can separate your feet much wider and soften the knees and let the belly fall between the legs. Hang here for a few breaths. Notice the spine. Can you get a sense that the spine is dangling from the hips, and the head is dangling at the end? You can shake the head a little. And again, in this line, from where the spine connects to your hips and where it connects to your head, are there places in there that you feel like, oh, those places really need some help? Note that for yourself. Maybe we'll address them tonight. Maybe I can address them in a future class for you. For now, just keep breathing. We're going to round our way up to stand really slow, keeping our awareness in the spine and the experience that's happening there. Head arrives last. And when it does, see if you can just find your way into a really nice, sweet stance here. Take a Tadasana pose. Your feet, traditionally are together, but honestly, you can keep them separate if you feel more sturdy that way. I want you to feel centered, grounded in the bottom, lifted at the top, heart open. I want you to feel like you're standing just in the right spot for you in your life, centered in your own experience. Take a moment to dedicate this class, to offer up the energy of it to either a goal of yours or a goal of someone else's. Feel the rhythm of your breath in sync with the rhythm of our planet. And then hook your thumbs and reach forward and up. We're going to do little moon salutes here. So you're going to look up, then bend your knees. And again, if you need your feet wider, you can. Bend your knees, swing your arms back behind you, interlace your fingers, drop your head. The legs can straighten, they don't have to straighten all the way. Let's stay here for a breath, really letting the arms come up overhead. Shift the weight a little forward in your feet, especially if you need more space in the back body, okay? Then inhale, skier's pose. So you're gonna bend the knees, look a little forward, arms reach back. Make sure you're not jutting your chin too much, so back of neck long. Then step your left foot back. You can totally use your hands on the ground to help you, and then lower that left knee. The hands could stay on the ground, or if you feel confident here, you could hook your thumbs and reach up. Good, as you exhale, take the hands down, runner's stretch. So you're gonna sit back, left hip lands over your left knee, right leg extends long. This is a nice place for blocks under the hands. Flex the right foot and we're gonna fold here. And again, you may need, if you're pregnant, the belly should come to the inside of that right leg. And if you're not, then the belly will be more over, at least the right side of the belly will be over the thigh. Stay here and breathe too. 3, notice how this is the same area we were opening up when we were on our backs. We're not forcing anything, just moving really nice and gentle. Okay, then you're gonna come forward into a low lunge. Spin the back heel down and open up into warrior 2. Reverse warrior inhale. Stay here for a moment and just notice what stretch is available here. And then extended side angle. So you can put that right forearm on the thigh, or you can take the right hand outside or inside of the foot. Left arm goes alongside the ear, or some people do a bind or a half bind. Nice big breaths. 3, keep pressing the feet strongly into the ground as you breathe deeply. 4, and 5. All right, come back up into the reverse warrior. Beautiful. And then go ahead and put the hands on the ground and come to plank pose. You could either stay in plank or you could do some form of vinyasa here. Exhaling, lowering to chaturanga or knees, chest, chin. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. And exhaling to downward dog. Stay in downward dog for a couple of breath cycles. Again, root the hands and feet down into the earth. Find those nice deep breaths. Can you feel like the spine is hanging from the hips? You may be able to push down into your hands more and kind of push the chest toward the thighs for more of a stretch in your arms. Don't collapse through the shoulders. Keep broad across the upper back. Big breath in. As you breathe out, you could step or hop your feet forward between your hands. As you breathe in, lengthen your spine, straighten the legs. As you breathe out, fold into the legs. Bend your knees, hook your thumbs, reach forward and up so the arms are straight. They come all the way up, you look up. And then exhale, come right back forward again. So bend the knees, belly on the thighs or between, interlace the fingers behind the back, drop the head, let the arms hang. Inhale, skier's pose, so the arms come back in space, but the fingers are still interlaced. You look a little forward on the floor as you bend the knees. Right foot steps back, right knee lowers. You can absolutely keep your hands on the ground to steady you, or you could hook your thumbs and reach up, breathing in Breathing out, the hands fan down. Don't be afraid to go slowly. Sit back, right hip over right knee, left leg extends. Lengthen your spine and then fold over the left leg. Stay here, 5 deep breaths. And remember our little technique. Where's the sensation? Find it. And send it your breath. Send it your awareness. Good. One more breath here. Exhale, fold a little deeper. And then come on back up. And from here, you're going to come up into warrior 2. So you want to spin that back heel down. Cartwheel the arms up. Then gaze over your left fingers. Yeah. Now reverse that warrior. Tip back. Stay here for a moment. Just notice what's to be felt here. Really ground down through your feet. Strong through your belly. And then that left forearm can be on the thigh as the right arm extends. And then some people do deeper versions where that left hand is either outside or inside the leg. And some people take that half or full bind. Stay here and breathe. 2. You gotta stay rooted through those feet, those open, alive feet that we opened up right at the beginning. Deep breaths. 4. Exhale, 5. Now ground through those feet, strong legs, strong core. Come up into reverse warrior again. And then take the hands to the ground. We'll meet in downward dog. And you can take whatever route you'd like there. Some of us will take a vinyasa. Some of us might wait in child's pose for a couple of breaths. Follow that wise rhythm of your breath. Slow down the mind, right, to be here. Slow down the body, and the mind will follow. Downward dog for another breath or so, exploring the places in your body that really need your attention. Send them breath. And then you can look forward, step, or hop the feet. Lengthen the spine. Breathing in. Folding down. Breathing out. Hook thumbs, bend knees, reach forward, and then all the way up. Now we're going to play with that sequence. Exhale, bend the knees, swing the arms behind you, interlace the fingers, drop your head. Skier's pose as you breathe in. Bend your knees, sit your hips back, reach your heart forward. Left foot steps back. Gently lower the knee. Option to raise the arms as you inhale and lift your chest up, away, out of your hips. Exhaling, the hands come down as you sit the hips back and extend the front leg. Fold over that front leg for runner's stretch. Finish your next exhale. As you inhale, come into low lunge. Get strong on both feet as you pick up the back knee. Then spin the back heel down and come to warrior 2. Find an inhale to come to reverse warrior. Breathe in. Exhale, bring that right forearm down. We're not going to hold this, so just go ahead and find the simple version. Left arm alongside your ear, finish an inhale. Now come back up to reverse warrior just for a moment. And then I want you to straighten the front leg, spin those toes in, take your left arm, I'm going to turn around just to show you, take your left arm behind the back. We're going to take Gomukhasana bind, so some people might want to strap here. So I've got my right arm at the top, fingers touching the bottom arm, right, which is palm out. Once you've got that secured, lift your chest, press through your feet, and then hinge at your hips and fold forward. Breathe here. Now this can be really intense. Check for yourself. Is that the kind of intense that means I just need to do a different version of this pose? Give yourself permission. Or does it mean I need to kind of just slip my hands apart a little bit on the belt? Or can I just be with it and breathe more deeply and move through it? Really let the head drop. And see if you can drop any effort. Like let the breath do it, let gravity do it. Take some of the effort out. Just let the good energy in, the fresh energy in, and just let the stale energy out. Okay. And you're gonna find your way back up, okay? And be really mindful with this. Go ahead and let the right arm come to the sky, that's that top arm. Let the left hand just kind of trail down the back, okay? Nice and gentle. Good. And then take both arms overhead. Turn and face the front of the mat so you're in a high lunge. You're gonna step on your right foot and let the left knee come up. Now, if you're not twisting tonight, you can do any version of a balance here that you'd like. You know, it could be tree pose, it could just be holding this front knee. If you want to twist tonight, right hand outside of the knee, left arm back strokes, or even you could grab a hold of the foot and twist. 5 breaths here. 1, 2. Wherever you are, root into that standing leg. Pull the belly back to the spine, let the heart lift. All that energy we opened up in the leg, let that flow. Right, like sap through a tree trunk. Okay, then you're gonna come back to center. You're gonna raise the arms up, keep that front leg extended if you can, or extended if you're in a different shape. Feel the core supporting that, and then as gently as you can, lower that foot. Arms are still up. See if you can now rise up onto the balls of the feet. Feel all of that energy flowing. See if you can align your hips in just the right way under the shoulders. That you can do a little bit and then just lean back the heart, tiny back bend. And then lower the heels, lower the arms, lower your eyelids, and see if you can find yourself centered here. Okay, float the eyes open, hook your thumbs, reach the arms forward and up, breathing in. As you breathe out, bend the knees, swoop your arms back behind you, interlace the fingers behind you, drop your head. Inhale, skier's pose, sit the hips back, reach the heart forward. Exhale, right foot steps back, knee lowers. Hook your thumbs, inhale, reach up. You're reaching up and out of the hips. Exhale, the hands come down as you sit back for runner's stretch. You can take a whole breath cycle here. There's no rush at all. Finish an exhale by pulling the belly to the spine, dropping deeper over the front leg. As you breathe in, set up a low lunge. Engage the belly, start to spin the back heel down. Warrior 2, come all the way up and finish that exhale. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, forearm to the thigh, right arm alongside the ear. Take an inhale here as the heart spins toward the sky. Coming all the way back up. Again, reverse warrior. Then start to straighten that front leg, parallel the feet. Take your right arm, spin that thumb down and touch the upper back with the back of your hand. And then reach and see if you can match fingertips. Lift up through your chest, press down through your feet, hinge at your hips and fold. And again, anybody who's a hyperextender in their knees, you're gonna keep them bent a little bit. Meaning if you're really flexible there, you don't wanna hyperextend, you don't wanna over straighten, right? Bend it the wrong way. Okay, and then you're gonna let the head dangle. You're gonna just notice the sensations in the shoulders and send them breath. Last week I talked a lot about Ujjayi breath. I haven't talked about it at all tonight, but especially if you're wanting to detox, to really cleanse the system, you might want to work with that breath that's heated, right? It has a sound. And this last breath cycle, let go of some of the effort. Let Mother Nature take over the effort and you just be in the shape and observe and feel. Come up, you got to engage your belly, maybe bend the knees a bit. And then we come out really slow. So the top arm comes up first. The bottom arm first goes down. So it's like you're grazing your spine with your knuckles there. And then that arm can come out and up just really slowly, because that bind can contort the arm in interesting ways. Face the front of your mat again for high lunge. Push off the back foot and come to stand on that front leg. Take your version of the balance. And if you're doing the twist, left arm comes down as you twist the chest open to the right. Some folks can grab a hold of the foot and do the extended leg version. Everybody's breathing deeply for 2. Grow roots down through that standing leg. Feel that standing leg foot is all spread out and nice from our opening sequence. The leg is open and conducting energy. Breathe for 4. And 5. Good, you're gonna come back to center. You're gonna extend the arms up and see if you can keep the leg up and extended now. Or just take a moment like that if you can. And then lower that foot. Come up onto the balls of your feet if you can, and just play with that a little bit. How do you need to kind of center yourself? How do the legs have to engage? Does it help to kind of hug energy into center? Does it help to tuck your butt in? Play a little bit. And then if you can, get a little room and open up the heart. Okay, lower the heels. I want to do one more thing here to open up the legs, and then we're going to do that sequence one more time as a flow. So for this, you could either use a rolled up blanket or you could roll up your yoga mat, as I'm doing here. Okay, and what we're going to do is actually just come to step onto the rolled yoga mat or your rolled blanket with the heels down on the ground and the balls of the feet up. Okay, and then you're gonna hang over the legs here, or again, you might need the legs wide, and that way the belly can hang down between. I like to start this with soft knees. Oh, and also blocks under the hands can be really great here. It'll be more intense for you if you have a thicker roll. So if your mat's really thick and it's too much, you might only want to roll up half your mat, you know what I mean? So play with that, and we'll stay here a minute, okay? Set yourself up nicely, and then as you stay here longer, you may be able to slightly lift the hips up or shift the weight more into the balls of the feet, which will get a deeper stretch. Big deep breaths, and then notice for you, where are the spots here that you can tell need a little more opening? This you should really feel in the bottoms of the feet, backs of the ankles, the calves. I also feel some stretch in my sacrum, actually, which I really am enjoying in this moment. But scan it for yourself. Make little micro adjustments if there are places that you want to kind of experience something but you haven't quite felt it. And really let the inhales into that space. Really let the exhales cleanse out that space. Okay, last breath or 2. You may want to sigh out the breath or make a sound in some way. And then the way we're going to come out of it actually is kind of crawl forward a little bit. Now put your heels, so walk forward. So put your heels up on the roll and sit down into squat. So everybody feet wide, sit down into squat with the heels up on the roll. Okay, and your hands could be in prayer or not. Whatever is comfortable here. And then we're going to do Kapalabhati breath. So big inhale. And then exhale till you're empty, 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 empty. And then inhale about 3/4 full. And then Kapalabhati breath, short, sharp exhales out of your nose. And if Kapalabhati is too much and you're pregnant or it's just too much, doing Kegels here is great. If you are doing Kapalabhati, you just find the nice little rhythm of just ejecting that exhale out as hard as you can. The inhale will kind of just naturally respond. You don't have to force the inhale. A little bit longer. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, empty all the breath out, 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 out. Put your hands on the ground as you breathe in. Straighten the legs. You can come off the roll if you want. Exhale, just hang, dangle over your legs. You can shake the head out a little bit. And then round up nice and slow, like we did before. The legs should feel quite different than they did when we started. Just notice how that affects the upper body when the legs are open. And then go ahead and get your mat rolled out, or remove the blanket if you're using a blanket. And come to stand at the top of your mat. The clock back there. We're gonna do one more round of our flow, and then we're gonna do some nice stretches and closing postures. Okay. So let's come back to center. Feel yourself standing. Maybe your hands are in prayer at your heart if that helps. Come back to your dedication for this class. Exhale everything out. Hook your thumbs, breathe in, reach the arms forward and up. Follow the arms with your gaze, right? Then bend your knees, sweep your arms behind you, interlace fingers behind you, then straighten the legs. Standing forward, fold fingers interlace behind. Skier's pose. Inhale, lift the chest, sit your hips back. Step your left foot back. Kind of slow this down as much as you can. Lower the left knee. Then rising up with the chest and maybe also the arms with thumbs hooked. Exhale, the hands come down and you set up runner stretch, and it's like you've got all the time in the world. And fold over the front leg. Stay there until the exhale goes away all the way. Then come forward as you breathe in, low lunge. Spin the back heel down. We're coming to warrior two. Reverse warrior, inhale. Tip back with the arm alongside, right arm alongside your right ear. Then the right forearm comes down to the thigh. Left arm alongside the left ear. Spin your heart to the sky. Big breath in. Go through a warrior two again as you exhale. Reverse warrior, inhale. Good. And then go ahead and this time just come right up into a high lunge. We'll skip that other shape for now. Then come into your balance. And we won't hold it, but see if you can just find whatever balance you've been doing. If it's moonrise twist, you grab out the outside of the knee or the foot and twist open. And then both arms up. Step the left foot down as lightly as you can and feel the balance return between the 2 feet. Hook your thumbs, look up, last time. Bend the knees, sweep the arms behind you, interlace the fingers behind the back, then straight legs, drop head. Skier's pose, lift your chest as you sit your hips back and down. Right foot steps back, lower that right knee. Hook thumbs, reach up, breathe in. Hands down, sit back into runner stretch. Fold over that front leg and just stay here for an in breath. Put your attention in the leg, where the sensation is. Be fully present for that. Finish the exhale. Come forward nice and slow into a low lunge, and then transform that into a warrior two, completing the exhale as you arrive. Inhale, reverse warrior. Just like you're going in slow motion, especially these simpler gestures, just really take up the time. Left arm to the thigh, right arm alongside the ear. Stay and breathe in and spin your heart to the sky. Exhaling, warrior two, coming back up. Inhaling, reverse warrior. As you exhale, put both arms up. Turn to face the front of the mat. Adjust on your feet to high lunge. Push off the back foot, come all the way up. Moonrise twist, left hand on the knee or foot, right arm back strokes. Good, then both arms up. Push the standing foot down, right belly in, and then just very slowly lower the top leg until that foot kisses the ground. Hands to prayer, feet on the earth, crown of the sky moving heavenward, crown of the head moving skyward, heavenward, upward. Okay. Now inhale, just raise the arms up. We're gonna make our way to downward dog. Exhale, fold over the legs. So you could do a jump back here if you want. First, just looking forward and bending the knees, or you could step back. Meet me in downward dog, making your way there. Now lift up your left leg. Sit up nice and high. You could open the hip now. You could lift the left leg even higher. You kind of stack left on top of right, descend your right heel. Just check out the sensations there. Then straighten the left leg, square off your hips, and take your left knee forward inside of your left wrist. Pigeon. If you need some props under your left sits bone or anything else, you can do that. If you want something under your forehead, you could grab that. You're going to fold forward into pigeon. Stay here and track the breath as it moves through your body. Stay here and notice the sensations. And now, can you meet the breath with the sensations? Can you send the breath specifically in and out of that place? We're going to stay here just a little longer. And if it feels effective or interesting to you, you could make a sound on your exhale. Make a nice deep low hum is what I usually like to do. Just vibrate all that energy in your hips on a subtler level. Finish an exhale and really finish it. Really finish this side. Finish this pose for now. And then inhale your way back up. We'll meet in downward dog. You could take a vinyasa there if you'd like. And then let's all meet in dog and lift the right leg up. Big breath in, and then you can open the hip and bend the knee here. Let the left heel descend toward the earth. Let the right knee kind of reach up toward the sky. And straighten the right leg, square off your hips. And then set the right knee down inside of your right thumb. Lift up through the heart, reach the heart wave forward, and then settle down into pigeon. Take your time if you're still setting up props. Notice how rushing gets us right out of our center, right out of that place of peace and power. And now find the sensations, find the breath, and marry them. find the information, right? Your body is a part of nature. It gives you information directly. Find the information that nature is giving you and meet it with awareness. That's the mortal self meeting the immortal. The limited self meeting the unlimited self. This is the union of yoga. One of the unions. Making peace with that which is always changing. This body is always changing. We don't get to keep it. Meeting that with what is not changing, what we never lose. This awareness. If you want to add in the hums, the deep low hums, now's a nice time. Finish an exhale. Come up on an inhale. And this time you could go through vinyasa if you want, but then we're just going to come into forward folding. So I'll let you choose what kind of forward fold you want to do. It could be Baddha Konasana with the feet together. It could be Paschimottanasana with the legs straight. Any version you want. Lift the heart and then fold forward. Feel this moment in this body right now. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Come up as you take a breath in. Next, set up for reverse tabletop as we did earlier, or wheel pose. Right, so here's reverse tabletop. That feels good. 5 breaths there, okay? Otherwise, wheel pose or just a simple bridge pose. Here's bridge, hips lift, and then full wheel. We've got the hands alongside the ears. Please only do that if you know that that's something you normally do and you know that you can trust yourself to do it without making pain. Otherwise, these other versions of opening the chest are fabulous, right? Deep breaths for 3. Feeling the front of the body open, feeling the back of the body behind the heart close so that the front of the heart can open a little more. And then finally come down on an out breath. Set up for an inversion of some kind. And so that may just be legs in the air. And that's wonderful to do with a bolster or a pillow or a block under your sacrum. It's just legs out. Otherwise, a shoulder stand or headstand are beautifully welcome. And again, you know, it's tough. I'm not in the room with you. So if it's a new thing and you haven't tried it yet, just be really mindful. And as always, reach out to me if you want help. I can make a little video for you. Okay, wherever you are, breathe. We're going to breathe about 10 breaths in this inversion. And if you start to get too uncomfortable or overwhelmed, come out and come into a very comfortable shape and just pause there. Okay. Allow the quieter parts of your nature, which are always here, just usually maybe buried under the noise. Let these quieter parts of your nature start to wake up and come to the surface. Continue to notice the sensations in your body and send them breath. But I just want you to now just be a little gentler with all techniques. Like let your touch just be a little softer. Let it all be just a little more natural, less efforted, less forced. We're going to make our way into Shavasana, just a short few minutes in Shavasana. But I do recommend covering up if it's chilly in your space at all. Getting really comfortable, letting your back body just spread out on your mat. Letting your front body press down into your back body. The body is a beautiful, wonderful thing. We don't have it forever. But the care that you've given it tonight means that living in this body will be a little easier, a little more comfortable, and perhaps you'll live a little longer. What you've done here has been a way to honor the gift of a body in this lifetime. What you've done today has been to take care of what is most precious and valuable, this gift. So that when that day comes, as it does for us all, where you breathe your last breath in this body, you can know that you've done it. You've done the right thing. You've honored the gift of life. And this is what it means to embrace death with your whole heart. For only through accepting our mortality do we really get to live. If you'd like to stay down and go deeper, please do. When you do decide to rise, just move very, very slowly. And make sure you close with some little sincere gesture, expressing gratitude for everything that made this practice possible. Nam Bolo Shri Satguru Mata Devi.